quickly because of the intermittent rain. No more play is possible now. So the umpires have decided to call off this game. This happens to be the second game this World Cup that has got a no result after the game between Pakistan and Sri Lanka that was called off in Bristol. I'm Nikhil Naz. You're watching ESPNcricinfo Matchday UK 2019 with me, Michael Hussey and Ajit Agarkar. Michael, I'll start with you. I don't know which of the two teams would be happier with this result.
I don't think neither would be happy. It's a bit of a shame, really. I was really looking forward to this match and probably walking away with more questions than answers. You know, can South Africa turn their form around and get right back into this tournament? Are the West Indians the real deal? We know they've shown a lot of promise so far in this tournament. So, unfortunately, we don't have those answers just yet. We'll have to wait till they, play their next matches. But yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing result with the rain ruining the match.
Right, the match could have gone anyway. But just looking at the scorecard at 29 for 2 and looking at how South Africa have batted, probably they'd be happy with that 1 point.
I don't think so. I think especially after having 3 losses, they would rather have an opportunity to get 2 points. Whether this 1 point for both teams makes a difference later on, we'll have to wait and see. Whether it was a point lost or actually a point gained, there's still a long way in that World Cup. A lot of the teams have played, 2 or 3 games, and 9 games when you're playing. Results could very well go their way, but I think both will be disappointed not to have a chance to get 2 points in this game. West Indies would feel, good toss to win, getting a couple of wickets. Maybe they were on top at that stage, but there was still a lot of cricket to be played in that game.
Okay, Albie Mokel's also joining us from South Africa. Albie, we'll talk about the openers for South Africa and the 2 wickets that they actually lost. We were talking before the game. I mean, it was a good chance for Hashim Amla to get some form back. Unfortunately, it's not really happening for the veteran.
Yeah, I agree with the rest of the panel. I thought today would have been a very exciting game. It's a pity about the rain. I definitely do think, though, that what happened 29 for 2 after 7 overs, that will leave South Africa in even a darker space. It would have been nice if they were like 35 without loss or something. The guys can go home, pull the rain off game. But now the damage has been done a little bit today. So they've got a few days to recover and get ready for the Afghanistan game now. There's a few questions. Will they have a few more changes? I don't know, but we'll have to see that. But I was really looking forward to the match, and it's unfortunate that we can't see those matchups.
We were looking at the pitch, whatever little we saw, 7.3 overs, Albie, and then it wasn't really doing that much. Yes, there was plenty of talk about it being overcast conditions, but not too much help there for the West Indian bowlers. In that sense, then were you disappointed that South Africa found themselves at 29 for 2?
Yes, I think that's what I said earlier, 29 for 2, that's not a good start in a 50-over match, and then the manner the guys got out, Hashim played a bit of a loose shot. He's probably looking for boundaries, he's looking to score, he's trying to be positive, and he's just getting out. Sometimes this happens like that, and Aiden down the leg side is a little bit unlucky, so he won't take or see too much into that. But I think, as you said, the wicket looked pretty good. There was good carry, not a lot of swing or sea movement, so it looked like a fantastic cricket wicket.
Okay, just from the West Indian perspective, Ajit, I'll come to you. There was no Andre Russell. He was the guy who was doing plenty of, getting them wickets with the ball, also getting them runs down the order. In that sense, him missing out because of an injury, and if this game had gone, West Indies would be happier in that sense. Okay, we didn't have Andre Russell, so probably, we'll take that 1 point.
No, I think they would definitely have wanted to get out there, especially after getting 2 wickets. And like I said, a good toss to win. So I don't think Andre Russell not being there would have affected with the way West Indies started. Another opportunity to get West Indies have started this World Cup well. They should have won against Australia, couldn't get over the line, and they won their first game against Pakistan comprehensively. So this was another opportunity. Really good toss to win. With their batting, they can chase anything down if it's a good pitch. So they'd be disappointed. I don't think they'd be happy with that 1 point.
Okay, we'll take a look at the points table then. Because of this abandoned game, what does this do to South Africa at the moment? What does it do to the West Indies at the moment? Okay, so West Indies there with 3 points in the middle of the table at the moment. South Africa finally getting that 1 point, and now you have something to differentiate between Afghanistan and South Africa. But then you got to also take a look at the matches played with 4 games. South Africa, the only team to have played played 4 games. I don't know what the mathematical situation is at the moment, Michael, but looking at the way South Africa have gone in this tournament, seems very, very tough, probably almost next to impossible for them to make that cut.
Well, it's not impossible. There's still a long way to go, but they've got to get some momentum going. Ajit made a good point, that 1 point for either team can actually make a big difference when you come to the business end. You know, just getting that extra point over someone else. The thing that's probably not in South Africa's favour at the moment, which again they can turn it around, is their net run rate's quite poor at the moment. You look at the West Indies, theirs is over 2. So that's virtually worth another point or another win as well. So that's something that the teams have to keep in mind. If South Africa get an opportunity in a game where they can really power home and win very, very comfortably and quickly, then they should really take that chance because they need to get that net run rate up.
Okay, we were talking about the South African openers. Now, of course, looking ahead to the games that are coming up, and as Michael says, yeah, Albi, that, you know, still you can't rule out South Africa. They've got that 1 point. You never know if they get the momentum going, but they'll have to do something about that batting, that top order. What is it? Can you see a solution there? Maybe get someone like a Pretorius as an all-rounder, strengthen the batting lower down. What does one do now from here?
Yeah, look, like Mike said, you know, from now on, everything has to go plain sailing. We have to win and win well. We need to get that net run rate up because I think that's going to play a major factor later in the tournament. Ours is just in the minors still, so we're going to have to win 2 or 3 games well, you know, to get it up. What to do, I don't know. You know, I said from the start, you have to keep on backing your senior guys. You know, there's a lot of experience on that side. They've all been through bad patches and know how to get out of it. So I think it's a matter of just believing in the guys. That's the best guys that can be there at the moment. And, you know, they have to stand up and be accounted for. Unfortunately, it is a World Cup. There's a lot of pressure. Things haven't gone their way from the start, you know. Lost a few games, a few injuries, so things aren't going our way, but we have to find a way to turn that momentum around, and that starts with your leader, your senior players to lead that group. You know, they really have to stand up and be counted for. You know, Faf is an experienced leader, so he'll know how to get the best out of his players, but that's also time for them now to stick their hands up and come to the party.
Right. For starters, Ajit, if you really want to improve from where you are at the moment, as far as the batting is concerned, you need to eliminate some poor shots. Unfortunately, today, again, we saw that with someone like a Markram playing a poor shot, getting out. I mean, you've got to give yourself a chance by staying on the crease for a little while longer to get back into form.
Yeah, I'm sure they're trying. At the moment, it's not happening for them, unfortunately. And like we spoke at the top, you know, you've got to give credit to the West Indian bowlers. I think both the balls were cross seam, maybe climbed on them a little bit more than both expected. And things do go that way when you're not playing well enough, but they've got to find a way. I think there might be they might need a reshuffle in the batting. Maybe Amla can drop to 3 and he's not in good form, and maybe Markram to open. He looked decent in one of the games. I think those things they'll probably know within the team how everyone's feeling.
I think in situations like this, a trap that players can fall into is to start trying harder. It's almost a case of, okay, it might sound strange, but just to try less, just relax, go out there, play your natural game, try not to focus on the consequences or the results, just be in the game and play with your, you know, the way you love to play the game best. And quite often, as soon as you release those shackles, that extra stress, that pressure that you can put on yourselves in big tournaments like a World Cup, that's when you can just get back to playing your best cricket. So I guess that it's easier said than done, but it is something that these players from South Africa can do. Sometimes they just look like they're trying so hard and they want it so much, but they just need to release that pressure off them and just go out there and play. They're world-class players. Hashim Amla, he's one of the best players in the game at his best. So yeah, let's hope he can get back to his best because he's great to watch when he's playing really well. Okay,
one thing you need to do, as Michael is saying here, just relax a bit, have a bit of fun, as the West Indians actually do. We've got some shots there from the ground. This was Chris Gayle when it was raining there. He was having a bit of fun there with the crowd at Southampton. Plenty of people there getting selfies, and I don't know what to make of that particular hat that he's wearing, but he clearly is enjoying there. The company of the fans, always been the one that loves, you know, interacting with fans. That attention that he gets, always a people's man, as we've seen even in the IPL when he's playing. But just a quick word, Ajit, I'll take on the...
Seems excited with that catch he took as well. So.
which just fell into his hands. He didn't have to try too hard. Just a word on the West Indian bowling. I mean, this gave them an opportunity to see someone like Akima Roach because Andre Russell was injured. I know 3 overs isn't too much, but what did you make of him? Because he's coming back after some time now.
Yeah, look good. I think, obviously, I was a little surprised that they didn't go with O'Shane Thomas, but in hindsight, it's worked out perfectly. That even though it's just 3 overs, he's got into the game and there hasn't been any cricket after that. So he'll be better off just confidence-wise. I mean, 3 overs is not a lot to sort of get your rhythm back, but just confidence-wise, he'll be better off going into that next game. So, and that looks a balanced team to me, that West Indian team. Andre Russell coming in will only strengthen it, most likely in place of someone like a Brathwaite. So that'll make them even stronger. But that's the best looking or the best balance that they have in that 11.
All right, we'll wait and watch what West Indies do because as you're talking about, Brathwaite picked up 3 wickets last game. It's going to be very, very tough to drop someone like him as well. But thanks so much for joining us, Ajit Agarkar, Michael Hasdi, as well as Albie Mokel, who was joining us from South Africa. That's all that we have for you. But we leave you with Sean Pollock, and he's talking to both the captains after they shared a point each.